So, this isn't my usual style of content, but if you guys end up enjoying it enough, I'd be down to make more videos like this. Before the video starts, I want to say that I mean no hate or disrespect to any of the map makers. I did a single match for pretty much all of these maps, and based my review off of what I thought from that one match. All the maps will be linked in the description in the order that they're shown in the video, and if you've played any of these maps, please let me know what you guys thought of them. Our opinions probably differ pretty greatly. With all that said, let's get to it. So, for the first map, I don't really have any strong opinions on it. My main issue is that the stage stairs had a little too much of a collision box, which made training there a little annoying. It would even cause zombies to get stuck there. Even after buying the debris, it would still cause zombies to get stuck there, and the collision on the stairs stayed. Aside from that, the tables in the middle caused zombies to have some really weird pathing, also caused training to be a bit of a pain. It did have a buyable ending, which called me broke because, I was broke. For that, I give the gameplay a rating of 6 out of 10. It was fun, but nothing really all that special in my opinion. For the aesthetic of the map, I give it a 6 out of 10 as well. It's kind of dull to look at, there was just some fog, a bit of purple lighting that felt kind of faded. And thematically, it felt alright for taking place in the location of the first game, but I felt it was a little too gloomy still. The pack punch camo also seemed to be just rusty, which conceptually is really cool, but looked kind of dumb actually in-game. Overall, I rate the map a solid
87!
For the second one, it had a custom UI, which I thought was neat, and there were some puppet dolls around the map that would emit music, and when you interact with them, they'd honk, but the music would stop. I'm not really sure if they did anything. I think after hitting the 3 different dolls, the viable ending was available, but I'm still not 100% sure on that. As for the layout of the map, it was pretty small and didn't seem like it was intended for any sort of training at all. More so felt like a map where you'd bunker down and hold out, which I think worked pretty well because of the decent reload speed on most weapons, and all the weapons seemed pretty strong and viable throughout most of the match. I did have fun with this map, and although it wasn't my favorite, it was still a fun gameplay experience. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Now, for the aesthetic of the map, I enjoyed looking around the map and seeing the little figures behind the counter and all the shelves. The pack punch camo was also really nice, and a little much, but it's not bad. They also have a good amount of color on this map that doesn't feel out of place at all. I give the aesthetic a 9 out of 10. Overall, I give it 2. This is the map I had probably the strongest opinions about. For the map layout, I think it's pretty solid. It starts off pretty confined and that makes it a little difficult, and then it opens up to the stage area, which is much larger. There are 4 rooms in the hallway outside of spawn that all have pizza that works as a soul box. Once you fill it, you get a death machine power up from each, and the magic door at the end of the hallway opens up, revealing a pack-a-punch. There's also some jump scares for each room you go into for the first time. They're pretty bad jump scares in the sense that they're more invasive than startling. They linger for a good bit too long, and it was a little bit annoying. Now, here's the part I feel very strongly about. The spawns are very poorly placed, and I hate it. They are seemingly random, and most of them just seem to be crawling out of the floor, and it looks stupid, and the placements are all very dumb. The starting hallway has 2 spawns near each other, which I mean, they could have just made the spawns look like they were broken vents and they crawl out of, but that's just nitpicking. Along with that, once you open the second hallway, there are 2 more spawns, which then makes it a little too claustrophobic, because you have 2 small hallways and 5 areas for zombies to spawn. You think it gets better after opening the stage room, but nope, 4 more spawns there. 2 windows and 2 holes in the ground on each corner of the room. That, along with a row of presents. Get a load of Mike Tyson over here, bro. That, along with a row of presents that block any looping potential around the table. So, you might think that being in the open area means you have to deal with 4 areas zombies come from. Nope, they still come from the hallway. If you go too fast, the zombies will cut you off by running through the lanes made by the tables in the center of the room, and if you go too slow, the zombies will just completely spawn in front of you and flood you from all ends. Even worse is if you buy the door that contains the viable ending, there's another spawn you have to worry about. Now, one of the things I thought was cool was the night system they added. Every 7 rounds, I believe it seems to be a little inconsistent, counts as a single night. So, you start on night 1, and on round 7, you hit night 2, round 14 is night 3, and round 19 is night 4 for some reason, and round 24 is night 5. I believe it's round based, I'm not 100% sure on that. You unlock the ability to buy the Wonder Fizz room on night 3, and the ending is available on night 5. Honestly, I rate the gameplay a 7 out of 10. The rating would have been higher, but the spawns were just so annoying to me. although it did become more fun and chill once I just camped in the pack-punch room. For the aesthetic of the map, I want to say that I actually liked it. The map was visually appealing and it worked well with the colors that it had. While the stage room layout was kind of questionable, I'm looking at you, arcade machines, it still looked nice. The pack-punch camo was just the 115 camo from Black Ops 2 multiplayer. Yes, I know that's a green reskin of the Origins pack-punch camo, and I liked it. Even though it was a little out of place feeling, but it's whatever. This map gets a solid sprint. This map gets a solid. This one is competing for my favorite out of all of these. The starting room is a single window with an L-shaped hallway, which is already a nice change from the usual just blank square room that all the maps have. The rest of the building is very tight spaces and kind of a pain to traverse through, but there's an outside unlike any of the other maps. Already, the map is better than many of the others as it's taken an original approach by just expanding beyond the normal security room and all. The weapons here are also a lot more fun to use as the ones in the other maps felt pretty bland. But having the Doom shotgun as the wonder weapon along with the ray gun Mark II is pretty dope, and the ray gun Mark II turns fully auto when it's pack-a-punch. Zombies will sometimes spawn with pumpkin heads on and will drop a pumpkin power-up when killed. It works kind of like a trick-or-treat mechanic when you interact with it, which will either have a good or a bad reward. From my experience, the good rewards have been weapons, point drops, and sometimes can even pack-punch your current weapon for free. The bad rewards have always been either a zombie spawn or a grenade dropping. A really cool gimmick this map has, too, is that there are screens around the map with a number on them. When that number reaches 0, the zombies will start spawning rapidly and will all be extremely fast. It's kind of like a high-speed round, and if it catches you off guard, then it can easily screw you over. The number on screen indicates how many rounds until the said high-speed round will start. The map, like with many actual Treyarch maps too, is split into 3, at least how I see it. Although this one is kind of loosely 3 sections. You have the main building, the outside yard, and the street which contains pack-a-punch. Overall, I really enjoyed the map itself and the layout of it. I give it a solid 9 out of 10 from a gameplay perspective. The only thing that would make it a 10 for me would be some kind of Easter egg or ending, but that's once again personal opinion. After just a little bit of research, I did find out that there is actually a main quest for this map. I didn't really look around hard enough. If you guys would like to see me play through it and do the Easter egg, let me know down below. Also, if you're enjoying, please be sure to like and subscribe. For the aesthetics of the map is very gloomy and grimy, which is very fitting for a Fnaf 3 map. It also has pumpkins everywhere, which I assume is because, it's a Halloween map. And everything gets kind of grayscaled and gains a slight red undertone to the screen when the high-speed rounds start. There doesn't seem to be a pack-punch camo for the Doom shotgun, however the ray gun Mark II had a lime greenish glowy camo that kind of looked glitchy or messy, which I think is really fitting considering Springtrap is the main focus of Fnaf 3, and I think it fits his kind of aesthetic pretty well. On aesthetics, I give the map a solid 10. I don't really know what else it could do better. It has a really good theme going, and matches it well with the gloomy environment and atmosphere. I think the map deserves a solid. This is the final map that I reviewed, and is the other contender for my favorite. Off rip, the game starts completely different. You start with a flashlight only, and you have to navigate in the dark. Eventually, you're able to turn on power, and once you do, the zombies start spawning. The map is rather small with some really nice and easy loops you can do to train. So far, I only found 3 buyable doors. One leads to a small room with a chair and a Springtrap plush. You're able to buy the Springtrap plush, and it works like a monkey bomb. The other 2 doors lead to a bathroom, which have a shotgun in one and a machine gun in the other. In the main area you start in, you can find a pistol and an assault rifle. There's also occasionally a napalm zombie that will spawn in as Springtrap. I couldn't personally find any secrets or doors that I could open, although I did find this saw-looking thing behind the counter. I'm not sure if you're supposed to be able to get to it or not, but I couldn't find a way to get to it anyways. Once again, I want to preface, I only spent about half an hour to an hour on each map, so I didn't really look very hard, and I do believe this map also has an Easter egg, so if you'd like to see me play this one too, along with the last map, then please let me know. Now, you may have noticed that the guns have simple names and all look like toys, and even have a toy-like sound effect, which I thought was cool. They even seem to be pretty strong weapons too, as I never had much issue with them being too weak. Although, the game did become extremely easy after buying this one perk, Brawl Brew. It increases melee damage and melee range, which is insane. I was able to continually one-shot melee past round 20, and with ease. I really enjoyed the map a lot though. I give it a good old 9 out of 10. Once again, a proper ending would definitely have made it a 10 out of 10, but that's also just a personal thing that I like in maps. For aesthetics, this map too gets a 10 out of 10. The Springtrap plush as Monkey Bomb was really cool, the toy gun design was neat, the sound effects they added for them was neat, I think it fit the guns really well. The perks are all designed as arcade machines, which makes them both look really neat, and also makes them non-invasive to the map visually and physically. Overall, I give this map a solid. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and once again, let me know if you guys want to see more content like this, or even similar to this. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video, and have a great rest of your day. Adios.